Hey guys, I'm DM Zone. This is the Gamers Oasis, and I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. Welcome back, guys. Hey, I want to take a real quick moment to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Hanukkah, or whatever you might practice, and say Happy New Year too, sort of an all-encompassing end of the year video. At the end of this video, I'm going to do a PSA, but really what this video is, I just want to say thank you to all the people that have supported, been a fan, participated along the way, and to go ahead and show some highlights of what we've gone through or been through or enjoyed in the last year. Now, this process is not actually a full year, it's sort of a truncated year. I started this in about February, and really things started kicking off with like a Gamers Oasis, the Facebook group, and I want to say August or July is when I actually started to actually make the group big. The actual start of the group was in April, but no one was really a part of it, just me and like 5 friends that I knew that just sort of like filling out and learning the controls and that type of stuff. But back then I started to do like YouTube videos, and I was working that angle a little bit, and I did some Greek mythology videos in under 2 minutes, which I'm going to redo. They just need to be better than what they were. So I've taken those videos down, but I'll put them back up with a different format. I also did Instagram. That was a big one I started with, and of course Facebook. So real quickly, I'm just going to go ahead and say thank you, and I hope you guys enjoy some Christmas music while you're watching. At the end, I'll go ahead and do a little bit of numbers so you guys can see the growth I've had this year and how appreciative I am, and maybe talk about where I want to go next year, starting with live streams and that type of stuff, which I hope to get into with Twitch and actually streaming D&D content. Anyways, enjoy the show. welcome back, guys. Thank you for watching this. I know there's been a whole ton of videos. Looks like it's going to be around 6-7 minutes or so at this point in time before editing. But I just wanted to go ahead and say the numbers, the targets I set, I basically reached double on all of them except for maybe my YouTube subscriber amount. I didn't actually reach where I wanted to be in my YouTube subscriber, but things got murky and difficult, and life got in the way. And I'm just happy with the benchmarks or the milestones, I guess you can say, I did reach. I wanted to reach 100 subscribers on YouTube, and as of this video, I'm just below 50. So that, frankly, it's not bad. I've put 21 videos out. There's only 17 that are currently up. I pulled 4 of them down because they weren't the quality I wanted to do. They were the Greek mythology videos I talked about earlier. But I'm going to put those back up again, just a different format. The problem with them before was I was trying to do some part of Greek mythology. In this case, I was taking the 5 rivers of the underworld, and I was trying to do each one of those rivers in under 2 minutes, which sounds easy enough until you take in the fact that those rivers are mentioned in D&D lore and history, and those rivers are mentioned in other, like, music bands and stuff like that, or musicians, or magicians, or whatever, and they're also in Dante's Inferno. So if I were to try and take all that and put it in 2 minutes, basically it was a whole lot of chopped up stuff, and it was like information this way and photos this way, and me trying to talk and maybe having to go back and re-enunciate, and very scripted and almost cartoonish in how I had to approach it. So I've decided to go ahead and make it more into like a 5 to 10 minute video and just talk about the Greek side, and then another 5-10 minute and talk about the D&D side, and maybe another 5-10 minute and talk about the Dante's Inferno side, and do 3 videos versus 5 2-minute videos, and do 3 5 to 10 minute videos is what I'm thinking. So but I haven't got those done yet. Those will be sometime this next year in 2019. Hopefully I'll have the 5 rivers of underworld kind of described in those areas, and I'll have gone back and completed that cycle. On the other hand, so I haven't got quite to my 100 subscribers I wanted to get to. I wanted to get to 100. I'm not down. There was a good amount of weeks, maybe even months, that I focused harder on the social media side of things, where I focused on Facebook and getting my Facebook group going. I was having real good growth in that area, I thought, and I felt maybe that would help propel everything else I'm doing. And I wanted to focus really hard on Instagram. Instagram was kicking my butt, but I really saw the potential with the imagery and bringing in pictures and having ways for different people to connect and everything. I still see that, and I'm starting to get the numbers now that I hope to get. So those areas where I focused more on. This coming up year, I've got a schedule, and I've met the schedule for the last few weeks of at least doing 1 video a week. This by itself will get me to my goal in future time. Maybe not right now, but it will get me there eventually. I'm not Facebook's not going to the back burner, but there's less I have to do with the growth of my Facebook. I'm not trying to grow my Facebook friend list as much as I am. I'm almost actually to the cap of my friends' Facebook friend list, which I wanted to be at 2,000 friends. Not 2,000 people I clicked on just to get friends, but 2,000 people I connected with that if they were to ask me why I invited them, it would make sense to them. Not like random invites that are completely blind and they had no idea why I even would be talking to them. But like 2,000 people that they could reflect back to a single point or multiple points where we actually had communicated, whether it's through a Facebook post or comments, or they're liking my posts or whatever, and then move forward. And that definitely happened. And I was thoroughly impressed with how much that actually grew upon itself, and then people started to want to become part of this because their friends were a part of it, and so my friend list just grew immensely, and it was one of the ones I basically doubled. As of this video, I'm thinking at like 3,970 friends or something like that. The cap is 5,000. So I'm even slowing down on how much I do that. I even want more specifically targeted people that are into like Dungeons and Dragons and that type of stuff, so that when I put a post up, they're not like, oh my God, this guy again, talking about whatever. I don't even care. How did I even get in this guy's list? I don't want that. I want people that are genuinely interested and live and breathe and want to be a part of that. And, I don't need 5,000 friends for that to happen. But having that friends list helps with other things that I'm doing. If you're generally interested in this part, then hopefully you'd be generally interested in other things I'm doing. And even if that's 10%, that's a lot. And that will help get my foot in the door for other things I'm doing, and I think that's kind of happened. I didn't really have a benchmark or a milestone for Facebook group. I just wanted to put a good effort into it and to see what I could do, because you read stuff, you watch Facebook videos on YouTube about how to make groups and stuff like that, and my BS meter would be going like this, just fluttering, whatever you want to say. It was like, no, I don't believe you. Like, take 5,000 friends and then boom, make them all Facebook group members. No, that's even if that was true, most of those people would leave after a period of time because they wouldn't be interested. Even if they are interested in my content, they're not going to be interested in joining a group because they may not even do groups. So that didn't make sense to me at all. It sounded like one of those get-rich-quick schemes, or one of those things they would like fluff up numbers to say how awesome they are and how well they're doing, when really the truth is, like, the engagement level is low. Probably like 5-10% of that would actually be engaging. So I didn't really have a number. So I thought, okay, if I'm 2,000, then having 200 to 1,000, I guess, would be nice in my Facebook group. I'm actually, as of this video, almost at 2,800 people in my Facebook group, which I think is a good start. And so really I'm only looking to get to maybe like 6,000. Yeah, and I don't even really need that. I would be more focusing on the high engagement and people that want to participate and join with other people, form groups and that type of stuff. I don't need the 200,000 or the 130,000 group that only gets, the same engagement as a smaller group might. I prefer the engagement over the actual inflated numbers. So I'm probably going to not necessarily slow down that growth or try and stall that growth out. Excuse me. But I'm not trying to make that into something that's not. That's what I'm trying to get into. Those numbers don't matter as far as being inflated. It's more of the actual people participating that matter. I've developed my Facebook community as a real community. By that, I mean, I don't want fake bots in there. I don't want people just going in and doing spams. I don't want to spam that myself. I want it to be very organic. I want it to be very non-paid for. I don't want to do boosted ads to draw people in, because I don't think necessarily that's going to be the most active people in the community. Yeah, I kind of rambling on this topic. I think you get the general idea of why I'm trying to do this. Maybe if I need to, I'll do a whole video on it or whatever, but I think you get the general idea. So the other one I really focused on, besides Facebook and less so on YouTube for this year, was Instagram. I've done right at 700 posts on Instagram. I found it to be very difficult to get Instagram up and going. Maybe this is just my lot and I have to accept it. This mug right here, this little square, doesn't draw the people that someone much more attractive might, whether it be male or female. So it's a visual platform, and I have to do the best with it as I can. Luckily, most of it's just posts I enjoy. So it's it'd be like a meme I like, or a picture I think is cool, or whatever. Very little of it's actually me on there. I've started doing some stuff with Instagram stories, and I'll be posting 15-second videos of YouTube video I'm doing or something of that nature. And I'm starting to do that. I'm having mixed success on that. We'll see how things go. If I continue to get good success, I'll do those. I think that might be a good direction to go in the future. I'm also doing that on Facebook stories. Same type of thing. They just have to be different formats. You can't do the same video if they don't like YouTube. Facebook and Instagram, even though they're owned by the same people, do not like their stories shared that way. They want different formats for each one. So I'm having to redo the same video and basically change the format. Anyways, but that one probably will hit 2,000 followers by December 31st. So even though it's not the one that's growing, I had to really work at, and it was really hard, and I've almost done 2 posts a day on average. It really is starting to finally pay off, and I'm starting to get there. My goal for next year for that, though, is ambitious, to say the least. I would like to get to 10,000. I've been told there's a special feature you get 10,000 followers on Instagram. The feature is swipe up for business accounts, and my account is a business account. It allows you to swipe up to get to like links or whatever you put in your your bio, like where you talk about yourself. You can put like links in there. Well, if you're scrolling down my page and you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. This guy talks about he's got Facebook. Cool. Or YouTube. Cool. So you hit, apparently, instead of scrolling this way or whatever, you scroll once this way or twice this way or whatever it is, and it takes you immediately to the top of my page, allowing you to be able to access those links better or something. I've heard that's a feature with it. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't talk to anyone that's got 10,000 subscribers and see if they use it. I've just heard in my research and studying that that's there. So this is a target number I want to reach. So by the end of 2019, I have that ability. So 2019 goals, probably cap out 5,000 friends, or 490 or so, whatever, 4,090 or 990, whatever. I'm not going to actually have to hit that 5,000 peg and hold. Facebook group, I would like to get to 6,000. My YouTube subscribers, I think I'd be okay if I were to get to probably 500. I think that's a good goal. It seems maybe a little high, but I think it's sort of a bell curve on picking up subscribers. And if I've done 7 weeks in a row putting out one video on DDO, and 2 weeks in a row of putting out games for Baldur's Gate, and it picked me up about 30-40 points, I can't imagine what 52 more weeks is going to look like. So I really hope that's actually a formula for success on that, and it starts to do stuff. And I'm going to put different types of videos out too, not just Let's Plays and how to complete missions in a game that is maybe a little older and people don't necessarily care so much about it. I hope to do some 5th edition games. I've got a huge amount of videos that I want to do for original Dungeons and Dragons. I've got a whole series I want to do with that, and I got a big timeline video for the timeline for Dungeons and Dragons. Both I'm going to do it both for the editions and for the campaign settings, and then I'm going to go into each one of those editions and then into the campaign settings and that type of stuff. I'm going to be doing not necessarily like Let's Play, but like streams of my D&D game sessions and then posting those on there too. And I think those are going to be very interesting for some people, not for everyone. And then because I do focus on other things other than just RPG games and obviously video games and whatnot, I want to put some Greek mythology stuff in there. I still want to go back and do my Greek mythology, sort of work my way through that with different locations and places and peoples and that type of stuff. So there's sort of a lexicon for the viewers to know when they get into bigger topics, what those areas are. When I do like a little higher level thing, and I'm talking about the Lathe River or the Coctus River or whatever, and I'm talking about Tartarus, you know, the general areas of where I'm talking about without having to go Google those areas to find out who that is, and that the river Styx was not always necessarily a river. It was once considered to be a person, you know, and because of their infidelities or love, they were then, you know, turned into a river. So anyways, different stuff like that. And there's myths upon myths upon myths too. So I kind of want to go into what's canon and what's not canon. And you really can't do that unless you know what you're talking about. So anyways, 2019, 500 YouTube subscribers is my goal. 5,000 friends, 6,000 Facebook. Excuse me. Facebook group. 10,000 on my Instagram. I don't really have a Twitch goal. I'm not going to put a number on it. I'm just going to go there and have fun and get better. And that's the most important thing. On my Pinterest, which is something that I've been working on, I really don't have a matrix for a goal. I'm just going to go there and continue to put stuff up. And 2019 Christmas video, we'll see if I have any sort of number for 2020, and we'll go from there. So anyways, guys, if you stuck around this long, I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll talk to you guys later. See you and have a great day.